And we're back for more Let's Play Dark Souls. Should probably actually put that up. So I gained a couple of levels that I put into dexterity. I'll show one sort of farming run. Also, I made a stupid mistake. I thought that the Uchigatana scaled with strength and dexterity. It's a pure dex weapon.
Smooth.
So I need to find a quality weapon. Quality builds refer to builds based around both strength and dexterity. And the same is for weapons. I'm thinking maybe the scimitar for now until I find something better for that. In any case, so for this you need to go buy the Crest of Artorias from Andre back in the Undead Parish, and come over here and open this door. Along with these main enemies here, there are some transparent enemies that don't respawn. And all of these enemies are actually using the starting gear of the player classes. So we have a sorcerer here who's a real pain until you close in. Oh. Also, something I don't think I covered. The Uchigatana does bleed damage, and what that means is that if you hit an enemy enough times with it, they'll lose a percentage of their health. So basically, run around in here, taking out the player classes. Oh, I forgot to take out the stupid thief! That particular bar is my bleed bar. I have quite a bit of, bleed resistance, but... yeah, the thief doesn't have too much. Ah! It doesn't have too much... The castle. I keep trying to parry and fail at it because it doesn't make me go through the animation. Now I'm completely... oh god, this was not a good idea. Oh, wait, that's just a cleric who doesn't deal too much damage with this weapon, but I died anyway. Yeah, think that, but with less dying. You get around 5,000 souls per run if you just kill the sorcerer and the cleric. But for now... oh, I also wound up getting some, more purple moss clumps, because there are a few ents if you go too far in there. So yeah... I believe I want... oh, no! I don't want to do the Capra Demon yet, because we're actually not done in this... bollocks.
Yep.
Yeah, watch out for that. I think that mashing the bumpers and triggers actually helps you get out of that. In any case, I actually forgot to show something over here that I actually found on my own, surprisingly enough. If we go back down here to the quote-unquote room before the Moonlight Butterfly, there's this tree in the way. And you can kind of see there's a path behind it. You want to kind of attack the tree, because it's an entity for some reason. And it won't respawn, so you don't have to do that every time, if I remember correctly. But if you go down here, there are a few things worth noting. First, these things. These have a high drop rate of... I always forget what the item is called, but an item that boosts your stamina recovery should you consume it. You can also tell that these trees turn slowly. So... die, trees. Nobody likes you.
Yes, nobody likes trees. America.
Actually, we should go up here first. I think this is with... Nope. I don't know this part too well because I only really went through it once, a couple of times. If you go up here, there are two things worth noting. First off, this is a long path. But first off, there will be a stone giant, which is kind of bad to fight here since it's so closed. Whoa. No, I wanted to... Can't remember if the Uchigatana actually has a jumping attack. Anyway, if we take this guy out, then this is a lot safer for one. Up, you're dead. Casting that was your mistake. But if we continue up here, we get the Wolf Ring. It boosts your poise stat. One of the special rings granted to the four knights of Gwyn. The Wolf Ring belongs to Artorius the Abyss Walker. Remember that name. Artorius had an unbendable will of steel and was unmatched with the greatsword. As I mentioned before, poise is basically how many hits you can take before you get staggered. So that's a ring that a lot of builds really like. Where did the second one come from? I don't remember this at all.
Oh boy.
I think I usually just jump off the edge after getting the ring. Oh well. Anyway, and then along here are 4 more of these guys. I keep forgetting that I don't like that attack. Green Blossom, that's what it is. I can two-hit these guys pretty much any way I want, I guess. Yeah. And then, if you continue along here, I think I killed everything. There's a Soul of a Proud Knight, which is worth a fair amount of souls. And nothing over here, right? Right. So yeah, there's this little side area. Kind of hard to get to, or to realize how you get to it, I suppose. But a lot of people who do a lot of PvP go here to farm for those green blossoms. And I'm just going to go ahead and use a homeward bow. They're not too important to me. And now I'm going to make sure that I don't make a mistake. A huge mistake I made in my original main playthrough, I guess. Because Andre sells an item called the repair box, which lets you repair your weapons. Normally without it, you actually need to go to a blacksmith to repair it. You want this because you don't want to get to Blighttown and then realize, oh great, my weapon is nearly broken. I need to go repair it.
Yeah.
I know this from experience.
Oh god, Cap.
So I had to...
If it's a feature that you can add to the bonfires, Ken, take it. Even I know that.
At that point, I was thinking, weapons degrade so slowly, it's not even that important.
And that's where you're wrong.
Because at that point, I was using a Baldur Side Sword plus 10, which was my only weapon that I had upgraded, which was another mistake I made. Alright, so I should learn the Jester here. Purchase item, repair box. let's see. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I forget how much you actually get for the Soul of a Proud Knight. 2,000. Is that enough for a level? It's just off. Actually, does he sell a strength dex weapon? I never really bought a weapon off of him, is why I'm not quite sure. Purchase item, weapon, longsword, broadsword. The broadsword is essentially the better longsword. Cease scaling in both. Bastard sword, too expensive. War pick, more strength. Cestus, which is pretty bad. Pike, which is more dex. Oh, I should probably buy some arrows. And I'll stick with the Uchigatana until I pick up something better. For a quality build. At least, I believe that's what a quality build is. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me.
No complaints.
In any case, I swear, I'm not procrastinating, but there's one more thing I want to cover before we go to the Capra Demon.
Again.
I didn't even mean to parry there. I accidentally hit R2 and, L1 and L2 at the same time. Titanite shard? No. Because you never know, man. Actually, I'm not gonna actively cover it. Basically, if you go to if you go under the bridge where the Hellkite Wyvern is, you can actually shoot its tail with your bow like 50, 60, 70 times, and you'll get a very crutch item, shall we say. It's called the Drake's Sword, and it has massive damage, but no scaling at all. And to be perfectly honest, it makes until the belt, up to the Belt Gargoyle fight, a complete joke. But you don't learn to play it as well if you use it, which is why I'm choosing not to. Right. Forgot to pick this up. Every soul counts, man. Oh man, these guys actually cause bleed with their swords. I never noticed that because I've rarely gotten hit by them.
Yeah.
LPs, where Murphy's Law is always true. Shut up, Sparkly.
Hang.
That's that's either Sparkly or an NPC who hasn't shown up yet. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and repair my gear. Wow, I can't even afford to repair my armor. I believe that if a weapon's durability reaches 0, it actually just disappears. Oh, this is the guy we rescued earlier in the lower Undead Burg. I'm going to adjust my game sound a bit. Whoop! No, sorry. Well, I didn't need any sorceries anyway. Basically, he sells your standard black magic. There are other magics vendors in the game, though, so even if I did want it, I haven't messed up. And besides, we actually get a sorcery hush and a slumbering dragon crest ring. This ring was secretly worn by a certain surreptitious sorcerer at the Vinheim Dragon School. The ring is engraved with an everlasting dragon in silent slumber, and masks all sound emanating from its wearer. This This ring is really, really useful for sneaking up on enemies and getting backstabs. I'm actually making no noise. Like, you can even the player notices that you make no noise whatsoever. All noise comes from an enemy, like a sword hitting a shield. So, this is really, really useful. I can't emphasize that enough. Let me go ahead and... I actually didn't even mean to attack him, but overall it really was for the best. In any case... Come on, humanity? We saw before that the rats drop humanity, and that's actually true of every rat in the game. So that's something to keep in mind for farming it. I feel like you're not even paying attention, Silver.
I am, it's just that you're talking so much.
You can interrupt me. It's just...
I don't wanna...
Go on.
Go.
It's just there's so much to explain about this game.
So when are we getting the Halvar's ring?
Havel?
Havel.
Oh, I forgot to pick this up entirely. That's a good question. I certainly want to use it. I'm thinking after I get what I want out of the depths. Because I'm not planning on going all the way through. Because overall, I find that area really annoying. So I'm going to rescue the pyromancy merchant. I didn't mess up using pyromancy by killing not Laurentius, but the sorcerer. Alright, kill you. Okay, this fight is now 100 times easier. Alright, so you can block pretty much all of the Capra Demon's attacks. It's just, there's a certain two-handed swing, like a downward swing, that you need to roll. That's it, by the way. Whoa. Oh. The Capra Demon is only really difficult if you let the dog, if you don't kill the dogs. Ah! Whoa. Popping assist. Ugh. One more hit. Okay.
Just, that was close.
And by beating him, we get the key to the depths. As well as a humanity and homeward bone. But we're used to finding those from bosses by now. And as you can tell from the key name, the next area, well, quote-unquote next area is the depths. You can actually come down here and do this as soon as you get the basement key, but the bell gargoyles are I kind of wanted to do the bell gargoyle area first. Alright, so the depths is kind of a two-part area to me. First up, this section, which is kind of the gateway to the depths. And the guy I've been talking to, who I met through invading me, is messaging me. Let's see. There are a bunch of standard hollows here, but there are also two tough enemies that I wouldn't consider mini-bosses. Now, notice that that guy didn't even look back at me. That's because I have the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring, which I normally don't have at this point. Now, enemies pretty much rely on their sight to find me. Ah! I'm really lucky that I got that hollow shield, because normally I don't have...
That's really been helping.
I don't... Alright. Here we have a dog. Stupid dog. Made me look bad. And a butcher. These are actually confirmed to be female.
What?
These butchers, there are 2 of them. They're female. No. And I am going to be showing off NPC invasions. Both the one time you invade an NPC and the NPCs who invade you. These are really easy to get the backstab on. So you can kind of chain stab and be good. But that chest is something we need, by the way. Well, not technically, but essentially. Would you die? There are 2 of these, and one of them will always drop the sack that they're wearing. Anyway, if we open this, we get the large ember, which basically unlocks the next 5 standard upgrades. Now, we could go down there, but I want to take... There are... Wait. Where is it? There are 2 paths you can take here, basically. Well, this one, or going down... Oh, wait, no, this is something completely different. And I didn't even mean to go here. But I suppose it's better than nothing. I can always homeward bone. Yeah, this place is filled with mini-bosses. This is a giant rat, guaranteed to drop a humanity. Because it only spawns once. I'm just going to loot up this room. Sewer chamber key. I didn't even need to go down here. Soul of a Nameless Soldier. So... the key unlocks that door, which is kind of a shortcut. But I'm actually going to go the path I meant to. Well, I have plenty of souls now to level up. Level up. A couple points into endurance and a point into strength. Jeez, that was stupid. Alright, drop down so I can stab you. You just aggro on me. I've done this area so many times, this little section. Anyway, the second part of the depths is a maze, essentially. And I actually do need to do part of it for an NPC invasion. For those wondering, I will be doing my best to do all characters' side quests.
Yay.
Meaning I will be saving Solaire, for those of you who know what that means. Now, I've been stockpiling humanity instead of stacking 10 of them at a time, which gives you the maximum stat bonuses. And that's because I want to use them for something specific.
Do I know this thing?
You know the character.
Oh.
Don't say anything about it, though. This is a game very much where the story... You don't...
It's fucking depressing.
This is not a game where you're the hero. I'll leave it at that.
You're just someone that got caught up in the mess.
And you're, well, the mop-up crew.
Yeah, really.
I'll explain that later, when we get more of the main story. I didn't even lock on there. I see you don't lock on to every enemy in Dark Souls. I too like to live dangerously. Seriously, I don't understand how people can play without lock on.
Yeah. It's a bit of a mystery.
Oh, this is what I was thinking. If you roll down here, see that hole up there? Wait, no, there's no. Oh, up there. There's another butcher here. And it's a slightly more difficult fight, but not too bad. Oh! Yeah, that's a special animation they have. Did I really die to her? Jeez.
Moriste.
What?
You died in Spanish. That actually comes up a lot in our vocab. I'm just like, how many times are we going to be saying this in our lifetime? I died. So yeah, I'm thinking that from now on we should title every episode "You Died" in a different language, and in the end just have it "You Died" in English. Just like, yep, we're fucking done.
And I guess there's another thing I've been thinking about. Do I want to do another playthrough as an int build to kind of contrast how the two playstyles work, melee and magic? Because I don't know. I mean, I think that it's different enough it deserves to get shown, but I'm not used to playing a sorcerer. I mean, on my main int build, I'm working on being a melee int user. Because I'm going to be using magic scaling weapons. Like the Horn of the Moonlight Butterfly, which you get by at a certain blacksmith, combining the Soul of a Moonlight Butterfly, which I crunched for 1,200 souls because I don't really care, and a plus 10 spear. And it's a spear that scales completely with intelligence.
Damn.
So it's not... So once you get that, it's not like, well, you're out of casts, you're out of luck as a sorcerer. What?
Nothing. I'm just thinking about, like, in the middle of battle, all of a sudden, fuck, I'm out of spells.
Well, that's how I imagined it kind of was before I learned about it and another great sword type int scaling weapon. Because there are actual weapon archetypes. I think I know what weapon I'm going to be using for the most part. It's something that we will be picking up in Blighttown. But before we go to Blighttown, I actually want to return to the Undead Asylum to pick up a certain ring. That's borderline essential.
A thingy thing.
Alright, where's my bloodstain? I want to get that quickly. Well, wait, did I roll down to the wrong place? Oh, it's this hallway. I normally don't do this section. Alright, let me get this at least. Alright. Oh, 3 hits to bleed? Really? They have really bad bleed resistance. Normally it's like 5 to 7. And we get the sack, which... I'll look at the stats. It's better than nothing. Let's put it that way.
Sack.
Also, I picked up the Eastern set in the... Wait, where did I get 2 loose humanities from? Oh well. I didn't notice any black soul spray, but whatever. Now, forgot to free the pyromancer.
Go and do it now.
I'm doing it now. Yeah, he's in here.
Here, over here. Please, you must help me.
This is Laurentius from the Swamp of Blight Town. Basically he'll sell you pyromancy, which is fire-based magic, which actually only scales with the catalyst, not any stat.
Huh.
Anyway, there's actually an enemy. Actually, let me equip my arrows. Right above. Where is it? Oh, right there, if you can see the thing moving. And if you try to get that item, he'll just drop down on you. These slimes are actually really annoying if you don't have an elemental attack, because they have really high physical defense. They can also drop green titanite shards, as you can see there. Green titanite shards are for divine magic and fire. Alright. I just remembered they were for divines. Alright. And there are a lot of Berserker Torch hollows in here. And what we want, well, first, is to kill this stupid slime. Seriously, I hate these things. Because I never have an elemental weapon by this point. So it's always like a grind, pretty much. Like, okay, hit it 5 times, back off. It's like a much less entertaining mini-boss that respawns.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's no mini-boss version of this like there was for the rat, which was, and usually is, pitifully. Jeez, those Titanite, I mean, those humanities are really doing their job. And I'll be once I get the right item, I'll be showing off the absolute best way to min-max humanity farming. But we're actually coming up to the best spot for it soon. Well, in the early game. These things must have impossibly high bleed resistance. Ah! I did not expect to get hit there. Anyway, if we go in here, using the sewer chamber key we picked up, or the master key, there's a bonfire. I want to actually reverse hollowing here.
Oh boy. Here's where the fun times start.
And hopefully I won't get ganked on my way to the NPC invasion. Because I think I'm a relatively low level for this point, but I haven't really felt the need to upgrade. If we go up here, there's a bunch of rats.
Yeah, I'm not looking.
There's like 5 of them.
Fuck you, I'm not looking.
And this is, in my
I looked.
There are a bunch of rat corpses now. Oh, great axe, a strength weapon. So, if you're low on humanity, then go ahead and farm up here. There are 5 of them. Even though it's a relatively... I feel like one... I think I remember one of these walls being fake, but I don't really care enough. There's a rat in this box, by the way.
Rat in the box.
And usually he'll jump out at you. Ah! I didn't want him to drop down. Because there's another rat there. This is a sewer. What do you expect? It's your standard sewer dungeon. Really? Even I can aim better than that.
Then you miss. It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
What more do you want from me?
So yeah, there are like 10 rats in this section overall. All of which have a chance of dropping humanity. So that's good to keep in mind. What's my curse resistance? Because guess what? We get to deal with some curse-inflicting enemies later on. Actually, I'm not sure if I'll have to deal with them. Wait, did I just... No, this isn't the way to the boss. Also, headshots actually deal more damage.
Yeah.
On humanoids. Anyway. Doesn't appear to be the case with rats. Try to pull these one at... I can give this advice for pretty much any enemy in the game. Try to pull one at a time. Ah! That's not what I wanted to do. Ah! Because... Oh! One of them dropped a humanity. There's a ring you get later on. And another one of these fun guys. And it turns out he's a mushroom. Luckily, there's no one for him to buff. So... tear him apart. Did he just... That's one of the rarest drops you can get. The Channeler's Trident. This is the first time I've gotten this.
I remember when Seamus sold it. It's
a mostly intelligence scaling weapon. Trident of the Six-Eyed Channelers, sorcerers who serve Seath the Scaleless in collecting human specimens. Thrusted in circular motions in a unique martial arts dance that stirs nearby allies into a bloodthirsty frenzy. So yeah, that's not a special ability of the enemy. It's from the Trident.
Huh.
Actually, I think that they made it slightly more common. Like, it used to be like a 1 in 1,000 chance with base item discovery. Oh, hey, another humanity. Pretty nice. I'm rolling into walls because I think that... Wait. Did I completely bypass the part of the sewer that I hate? On accident? More humanity! How much do I have? 13? That's... certainly no small sum.
Yeah, it's good.
Alright. Also, something worth noting, the bow actually deals damage based on how close you are to the enemy being hit. It's just worth noting. So, if you hit a closer enemy, you'll deal more damage. Alright, freaking slimes. I'm not sure if they're even called slimes, but... Also, that's a pit.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
That's a pit. I want to go around. Too many times has that pit felled me. Well, it hasn't killed me, but... Actually, I think I need to go down there for the invasion I'm thinking of.
Oh boy.
That's not the invasion I'm thinking of. This is a player. Ah! Ah! What are you doing? What are you throwing? Okay, fight me in the open. Oh, you're using a crossbow? That's something you don't see every day. Ah! How does he kill me with the freaking crossbow? Praise the sun! That's the emote he just did.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm calling him out. He's not a sun bro.
Son, bro.
That's what people call the Sunlight Covenant.
Hello, good sir.
Where are you playing? Can I invade you? Not looking for PvP today. No, reality, I'm very rarely looking for PvP. Well, I'm glad that I found all those humanities.
Yeah.
It's ironic. Like my call sign or something. I'm smart like that.
Yeah.
I always get foreign invaders, so I always get really bad server lag. At least I'm not getting Japanese invaders.
Oh, God.
No, I want to keep going this way. But apparently it sucks both ways as far as Japanese invaders. Because, I think I've mentioned this before, but one of the big Dark Souls players out there, Epic Name Bro, actually lives in Japan, and he talks about how it sucks for us too, guys. Alright. Rat in a box. Come on. Arrow. Aha! It didn't fall down. But yeah, this is... Actually, I think this might be better than the spot in the painted world of Ariamis, which I will be covering, by the way.
Right.
It's an optional level containing possibly one of the character designs I like most.
Oh, yeah.
Right in the tail.
You got the rat sword.
I think I want to drop down here. No, this... Wait, yeah. Because basilisks... Basilisks have a breath attack that will not damage you too badly, but it will inflict the curse status on you. Curse is an instant death, and when you respawn, you have half of your original health bar. Nobody likes curse. Players can't inflict curse either, so don't worry about that in PvP. Just... Duh! Yeah, it's hard to get gear with really good curse resistance. Duh! That's why this area legitimately stresses me out. Because of these stupid basilisks. The only way to recover from curse is to use a divine blessing or a purging stone. I think that this is about where the invader comes, so I want to kill off these guys. These guys don't have too many directly damaging moves. And they actually occasionally drop an item called the Eye of Death, which is for a covenant.
Huh.
So yeah.
Something.
I should be getting invaded by an NPC by the name of Kirk soon.
He's gonna be beamed down.
And we get the Ring of the Evil Eye. Basically, it's a kills heal thing. It's not as useful as you might think.
So wait, what does it do?
When you kill an enemy, it heals you very slightly.
Ah. Yeah. It's those kind of gimmicks I really just don't think are very useful in fights.
Like, usually... Can I even access the item if I... Oh, hey, I can. It's a humanity. I don't have enough of those already. Oh, trust me, viewers. I'm going to burn through humanity really fast when I get to Anne Orlando. I say as I pop up from a fountain.
That fucking Quagsire. Well, I trained in the underworld. Where is the underworld?
Something you might have noticed is those weird spiky statue things. Those are other players who died of curse.
Oh shit. Wait, let me see one.
I'm not sure if I can find one. Should be getting invaded soon, Kirk. Okay, there's got to be something waiting to attack me in one of these boxes. Really? Yep. There we go. Dark Spirit hit Knight Kirk. He's actually wearing some pretty freaking awesome looking armor. Called the Thorns armor. I was lucky I got my block up there. If you wear the Thorns armor and you roll into something, it actually damages them. Because, well, it's covered in thorns. The NPC invasions in this game are not particularly difficult in the slightest. Also, when you kill an invader, they leave a special blood stain. If you take that, you get a free loose humanity. And that's about it for the depths that I wanted to cover. I may come here later on to kill off the boss, just because I can. But other than that, I'm going to show the shortcut that everyone knows about to get to Blighttown. If you've never played the game before, I can only access this because I have the master key. If I were using regular recording software, I would pause the video here, but you get to hear our ramblings as I run. No, I want to return to the Undead Asylum.
Oh yeah.
If I were using so I guess, yeah, it's your turn to talk for a bit, Silver.
Oh shit. Well, I'd like to thank the Academy.
You didn't study for the test, did you?
I didn't.
You fail!
Let me see if I can come up with a good story of what happened today.
Oh, I can jump attack with this.
Give me a minute. I need to think up of something on the fly.
Part of the reason I want to go to the Undead Asylum is for a ring that lets us move normally instead of slowly in, you know, knee-high water or a swamp or something like that. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Is that like some sort of sexual innuendo?
No, it's because I don't want to outright say, oh, I already gave away that Blighttown is a swamp when I was talking about Laurentius.
Yeah. So, it's a swamp, guys. Swamp. In case you guys couldn't tell.
Swamps are hard to walk in.
Quite.
And I don't know what I'm going to do about poison, because I don't know of any gear with particularly good poison resistance. Because it's a poisonous swamp. Wade through it and you'll get hit by, well, poison. Not to be confused with poise. A common mistake people make is poise and resistance versus poison resistance. Do I want to buy anything from you? No. Blooming purple moss clump, which is for toxin, which is basically more powerful poison. And you can also get these special arrows here. I'm not too concerned about it, but hey, it's there. Large arrow, which are just standard arrows, only more damaging.
It's like arrows, but bigger. America.
No way.
Yeah. Large things tend to be kind of big.
No way. In other news, science has declared that water is indeed wet. So I'm gonna use my consumable souls basically to buy a level up or two.
Yay.
Because I just spent a buttload of souls on large arrows. A buttload being all of them I had. How did I botch that up? Ah! I forgot you existed. Alright. Laurentius is up there, by the way. For anyone interested in doing a pyromancy run.
Not us, certainly.
So yeah, this is basically how people crunch through all their souls. They unequip everything else on the hotbar and throw them all on. And mash the X button or square button. Or in my case, the 1 button.
It's the only button he has.
Shh.
Guys, we need your help. Ken needs to afford new buttons.
Shh.
You can donate now at 1-800-55-5-5-5-5. Every penny helps.
Wow, you really went all out on that one.
I did Spanish.
Alright. I have enough souls that I might as... The question is, do I really want to bother with pyromancy? Oh, wait, I almost forgot to do something. I hope that it's not too late for this.
What?
And it is, I think.
What are you trying to do?
Lautrec is supposed to be here.
Who?
Lautrec. I rescued him. That's weird.
You talked to him?
I did. I might have to talk to him twice. Bear with me, people. I still haven't memorized how things flag. Oh! Also, these guys. Yeah, this guy doesn't talk much.
What have we here? You look awfully raggedy. Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't dare meet my lady like that.
I'm human!
Scare her off for good.
Forget you, dude.
You are undead as well. We've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us.
Curse. Huh. Wonder if she'll have some significance later. Well, not in the main story, of course, but as a sort of side quest. Anyway, to return to the Undead Asylum, after you've gotten the key as I did before, well, the key is only needed to get the ring, but the ring is one of 2 important items on the return, so...
Oh, we got the ring and that,
The peculiar doll.
Yeah. Fun fact, that used to be Alice's house.
If we curl up like a ball and wait...
You gotta imagine what's going through your character's head. Like at this point, alright,
Well...
be the egg. I gotta lick the marble.
You've gotta date the marble.
The marble.
You gotta be the marble.
The marble.
Wait, now it's art. And Sparkly decides, oh, he's gone insane. Back to the asylum for you. Okay, that's not really what happens. Well, that's probably not what's going through her head. Yes, it's she. As you'll find out through her extremely annoying voice. Let me go ahead and wipe out these hollows, though.
They've been waiting for your return.
I'm pulling them one at a time because even though they're just hollows, torch hollows are pretty freaking dangerous.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I want to go to my heavy arrows. Just to give them some screen time. But there's something we want to do before we even go back into the asylum. In this, I guess I should mention what's important in the asylum. There are 2 important items, both of which are technically, this entire return is technically optional, but you want to do this. For one, you know what, I'm just going to take these guys out. For one, there's this nest here. If you go over here.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
And that's actually your pretty bad hint to drop items here. Technically, it actually just changes the item on loaded, but pretty much the fastest way to do this is to quit out and go back in. If you're playing the PC version, DS fix and skip these intro screens. It makes it actually even easier, and I dropped my phone.
Psh, phones.
How do they work?
You kids and your fangled contraptions.
Yeah, you will get a notification if you drop the wrong if you drop an item that doesn't actually work for this. But we get a Titanite chunk for rubbish, and then you also get some twinkling Titanite for one of each kind of moss clump. And then don't say a thing. That's why I hate hitting B too many times. But yeah, there's a huge list of items you can trade. There's only one other that really interests me, and I forget what it is, but it's to get the Old Witch's Ring. But it's an item you get in the later part of the game. The Old Witch's Ring gives you some dialogue with a certain NPC. And it sheds some more light on their backstory. Also, you don't have to wait for nearly as long after the first time. Alright, so now that's done. Alright, I can handle 2 at a time, no problem. 3 might be kind of problematic, so... Don't you dodge my arrows!
How dare you?
What do you think this is? A shoot 'em up? Whoa! I'm not sure if you can parry their torch attack, and I kind of wish that you could use a torch yourself. It's one of few items that an NPC uses that you can't find somewhere. And it's a shame because it's one of the more interesting items. Now, if you're as low level as I am, don't step on that middle floor. That leads you to essentially a hard mode version of the Asylum demon, and it is difficult.
Yeah.
For some reason, these hollows don't make the floor crumble. But you do.
Maybe it's a sign that you're fat. Fatty.
Maybe it's all the stuff you're equipping and carrying
Maybe
around.
you're just fat.
Shut up, Silver. Anyway.
Fatty, no parents.
What's wrong with being adopted? Now, be prepared to parry if, again, you're as low level as I am. Because there are a bunch of black knights infesting the area. And if you're not ready to parry, then good luck to you. You can actually see the stray demon right there, which is the... Ah!
Yeah, you could see that at the very beginning, really.
Shh. I actually forgot to point it out, because I was going over the controls. You can backstab these guys, by the way, but... parrying is always preferable to backstabbing.
Even though it's hard as a bitch. At times. To me. Okay, I suck. See, this is what you do to my self-confidence, Ken.
I guess I could use... No, they have really good fire resistance. I was gonna say I could use my fire bombs. I mean, I could, but it wouldn't be a good idea. Alright. Yeah, you even walk slowly in this water, which I didn't show off. I'm actually going for the non-ring item first, because it's just kind of on the way, but not really.
I hate it when people say that.
What, kind of, but not really?
Yeah, because it's... If it is, it is. But if it isn't, it isn't. Just shut the fuck up. You shut your fuck up. Green.
But yeah, for those unaware, this is actually the spiritual sequel to a PS3 game called Demon's Souls. It has the same sort of gameplay, but like the mechanics are, some argue improved, some argue worse. It's very much not. It's not a case of a sequel improving in every way. Let's put it that way. Anyway, right, I'm just paranoid, so evidently for good reason. Duh! Managed to block it. Actually, I'm not dealing terrible damage with standard attacks. No, I keep thinking I can put my shield up. Alright, one more attack will kill him. I was trying to show that you could backstab, but... Oh, he dropped the Black Knight sword and a red Titanite chunk. Actually, does the Black Knight standard sword... it's another strength weapon. They're always strength weapons, aren't they? Um.
Do you want me to call the ambulance?
Anyway, on the corpse that was in your cell before, you can find the peculiar doll. Is it? Oh, I forget which slot it's in. Oh, key items. There was once an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world.
Dun, dun,
This
dun.
is referring to a character and level we'll see later on. Level I've been Demon Souls minded because Demon Souls was less kind of open worldy. There was a hub area to which you went to the 5 main areas, each of which was kind of split up into 4 areas. Alright, gonna get 4 more Estus. And then Stupid Hollows. Stupid Hollow. That sounds like some sort of band.
A bad one.
Yeah. I was going to do a Northern Lion impression. I watch a lot of his Let's Plays, where he always goes like, "Hello London, we are," and then a band name he comes up with in a really bad British accent. Oh, you followed me. To your death! I don't understand why you can't rest at bonfires when enemies are too close.
Yeah.
Anyway, replacing the archer from that was here before is yet another Black Knight. Don't worry, they're not invincible.
Even a god king can bleed.
What?
I raise a good point.
What's this a reference to?
I don't know.
I was assuming it was like a D&D campaign.
No, just getting to the point where I've seen and heard so many things, I really have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Another Black Knight sword.
Are they supposed to be like rare or something, or like, do you know the percentage of the drop rate?
They're rare enough that they figured, oh, hey, he's alive.
Wait, who is that?
The guy who helped us in the intro. Oh, he has gone mad, as he predicted. And so we have to put him out of his misery. Because he's gone hollow. Ah!
Who's to say you're not insane for all of this? Like, you're
No.
going through all of this and you think you're doing a great job and really you're just making everything worse?
That's an interesting point.
Ha!
And we get the crest shield. This is a shield with really, really good magic defense. So if you're going into an area with a lot of casters, or for some reason you're doing the Moonlight Butterfly really late in the game. Also, this trap is still here.
Your timing is finally good. Congrats.
Anyway, that's an interesting theory that you're actually hollow and everyone else is sane. But I doubt that's true. Stop using that stupid thing.
Who?
The butt.
Was he using like one of those hand clapper things?
Yes! No, I thought I killed him! Now, I didn't bother going into this room before, because that door is locked. And we so happened to find the key. Why the key was in the Firelink Shrine, don't ask me.
You don't write this stuff.
I don't even
Headshot.
I don't even direct it. That's Miyazaki's job.
It's the writer's fault!
Anyway.
Thank you.
Now, if we go through here, this is kind of like a mirrored version of the other wing, and we get the rusted iron ring. This is an odd sort of ring. This iron ring was used to shackle the guilty. It is terribly rusted and faintly stained with blood. Those who find this strange ring to their liking will be pleased to find it much easier to gain footing on poor ground, such as swamps.
Yay! We can walk.
Wrong way. So, now I feel good about going, well, as good as I'm going to, about going to Blight Town.
That'll be a fun little adventure for all of us.
I'm reasonably sure that I should run this pretty well. I mean, it's not like the console version.
Yeah.
So, Havel's Ring, then Blight Town. I want to drop down. Whoa! I didn't even know you could do that. That's kind of awesome. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. This is so satisfying. So yeah, killing the stray demon really doesn't do anything for you. It's basically just some extra souls and humanity, if I remember correctly. He doesn't drop a soul or anything. So, next up, we are going to fight Havel the Rock. One of the sort of dual NPCs. D-U-E-L, that is. Like, very... I believe he is not hollow, but I'm not quite sure. Alright. Recover our Estus. And I need to... I guess I need to, go talk to Lautrec anyway, I guess. Only the edgy 19-something-5 Crimson Chin can swear. Yeah, and I got cancelled for it.
I like that. I keep opening up my YouTube browser thinking that's where you are.
Do you often watch my stuff?
No, I'm watching, Terraria.
Terraria?
Terraria. Wow, that actually makes it easier to say. So, Ken, can you buy me it?
I already got you New Vegas.
Remember the deal we had last time? We could do it again.
No,
we
that was
Ken.
that was a mess to keep track of.
Can I have sticky notes now? Sticky notes.
Plus, I'm saving up for PAX if I can even go because the stupid people bought up the tickets and are selling them on eBay for way too much. Am I just wasting... Now I'm kind of worried that I'm just wasting time by doing this. How did that pass through?
Maybe it's going like right in between his arm and his body.
You know, that's something interesting I've never seen. I've never seen anyone do an archer build.
Yeah.
Mainly because the archery in this game is,
Lackluster.
That's not the problem. The problem is that it's not useful. Oh, he's not... Aw. All I really missed out on was a copper coin. Which, later on, you can crunch for like 1,000 souls. I think I completely missed out on his side quest, though, which sucks. Do-do-do. Just in case they drop a piece of Baldur equipment. Because it's... Because Baldur equipment is actually pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
Wait. How come I'm not one-hitting anymore? Oh well. It feels weird to be doing this run backwards, though. Because I really can't think of a more efficient way to get back to the... Well, actually, this is probably the least efficient way I can go now that I think about it, but... Oh well. What did you drop? Spear. Okay. Actually, I want to show something off with the spear type weapons. If I can freaking find them. Spear. You can actually keep your shield up and poke.
Huh.
I'm not sure if it lowers the physical reduction that you get from your shield, but it's worth noting.
Yeah.
Hollow soldier helm. Now I'm getting a bunch of helmets. Too late. I'm wearing my fabulous hat already.
You can't stop me when I'm being fabulous.
Boom! Drop attack. I guess you could say I got the jump on him.
Excuse me, I gotta write a note to myself.
Oh boy. It's not funny unless I know what you're writing.
Exactly.
What is it, like, kill Ken?
No, disable your ability to make puns.
Oh, right.
Haha.
Jokes that nobody is going to get.
Inside jokes are best jokes.
Another spear. Am I can't possibly be wearing the covetous gold serpent ring. What am I thinking? I killed the Black Knight up there, right?
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Wait.
Check. Because I'm not really sure you did.
Oh, it's the one in Undead Burg that I missed, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. Well, you're being thorough.
I do want to take out all not even mini bosses, micro bosses possible. And no, that isn't just standard enemies. But yeah, this is the least efficient way I can think of to get back to the Undead Burg bonfire.
Yeah.
But at least I'm getting souls.
That's the important part.
I mean, I'm getting around 100 per kill, which does add up. Might as well buy a level in... Oh, 2 in strength for when I finally find a strength dex weapon. I should probably go ahead and just use the broadsword or something. I mean, I guess it is important to keep the scimitar because that's how I'm going to get a certain boss weapon that I'm planning on using for the rest of the game pretty much, once I can. Alright, so Havel the Rock. You can either get to him through a really lengthy path in the Darkroot Garden, or if you have the Master Key, of course, because the Master Key solves everything, or the Watchtower Basement Key, of course. Just want to make sure I don't get messed up by something completely random. I do want to make some actual story progress in this video, but no drop.
Well, doing all of this means that we'll be able to get a lot more progress done in the next episodes.
Well, the Havel fight shouldn't take too long. Did you just facepalm?
No, that's just on my remote.
Oh. How old is your remote that it's clicking like that?
It's one of those giant remotes for the blind.
Ah.
I got it because I'm like, hey, now I'll never lose it. Fun. Joke's on me, I lost it.
How many times?
Like twice, but...
Now, this is Havel the Rock. His weapon looks like a giant fang because it's a dragon fang.
It's a dragon fang on a stick.
Alright. I'm gonna wait for him to hand his weapon because I trust myself to block his one-handed attack more than his two-handed.
Oh.
Yeah, he hits you pretty much no matter what.
Can.
But he's nearly essential if you're medium rolling and you don't want to put too many points into endurance.
You got your ass kicked.
Check it out, I'm Jason Brody. It's funny because I'm really bad at the pseudo boss quests in that game. Seriously, it took me like 5 times for, I think, the leopard one. Which turned out to be for the fuel sling, and I don't even use the flamethrower.
Yeah.
I'm just upgrading it for completion's sake. And so that I have more stuff to sell later on. Apparently the flamethrower is one of the better weapons in the game, though. But yeah, it took me 5 times. Of course, I only had 3 pips of health because I didn't want to do the main quest to get more perks available. Oh, I guess I might as well take out this Black Knight and get probably the most useless ring in the game. Oh hey, I can backstab him too because I have the Dragon Crest ring. He is quite a bit easier than the other Black Knights. Just get out of here. This is for big boys only. Yeah, he just drops a standard Titanite chunk, not a colored one. This ring... Ugh. Blue tier stone ring. For all the effort that you go through for as early as you typically go for this on your first playthrough, the rare gem called Tearstone has the uncanny ability to sense imminent death. This blue Tearstone from Katarina boosts the defense of its wearer while in danger. And in danger means you're on that last mini bar of health. Really useful, huh?
What? Why would...
It's worthless.
At one point, did they go like, Guys, you know what would be a really good idea?
I mean, I'm sure there's someone with a strategy out there that makes good use of it. Oh, Power Within users, probably. Because Power Within is a pyromancy that boosts your damage dealt while slowly draining your HP. You can also backstab Havel, which is usually the route people go. Firebomb. I meant to roll. I'm glad that it wasn't necessary, but still. All of the NPCs in this game have really good fire defense or something like that. Well, 75 damage. That's a little more than half of what my backstabs are dealing.
Yeah.
So it is worthwhile. And like pretty much everyone else in the game, you can find Havel's equipment, but that's much later on. Well, I wouldn't say much later on, but after you ring the Bell of Awakening, it's in the second area after that, and the second half of that area. Because I've noticed that most areas do seem to have two sections. Whoop. He's almost dead. He's on the ropes.
Ow.
Yeah! And for killing him, you get 3,000 souls in Havel's Ring. This ring was named after Havel the Rock, Lord Gwyn's old battlefield compatriot. Havel's men wore the ring to express faith in their leader and to carry a heavier load. This is basically one of the rings that I always wear. Can I fast roll?
Fast roll.
No.
Spin dash.
I'm gonna equip the Rusted Iron Ring. And you can go to the Darkroot Basin, which is actually part 2 of the Darkroot Garden, essentially, with a mini boss that I won't be fighting until much later. And as well as one of the most of the flags to do the DLC, Artorias of the Abyss. So now that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and Homeward Bone. I really should just get the Homeward Miracle.
Does that just allow you to go anytime?
Yep. It's, in my opinion, probably the most useful of miracles, besides heal. Of course, that's because I'm not a big faith player. I don't really like to use magic much at all besides weapon buffs in this game. But I will be pumping points into intelligence so I can get some of the best weapon buffs.
Right.
My usual setup is my alternate right hand weapon is a sorcery catalyst. No, is a talisman for miracles, and my left alt is a sorcery catalyst, so that I can cast weapon buffs. Of course, don't assume that my strategies are extremely good. I'm no professional. If you want really good players, watch Vegeta's videos. It's like 334 or something like that. He hasn't uploaded in a long time, though. Or Epic Name Bro. Or if you're looking for PvP, Peeve Peverson. And no, this isn't really plugging because these are the people who are big in the community anyway.
So it's like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, I mean, I know that they're way better at the game than me. I love plunging attacks, by the way.
Yeah.
So I might as well head up to Petrus and purchase a miracle. I'm trying to fake the pseudo-British accent that most of the NPCs in this game have.
Can you sound like a pedophile?
Well, if you're leaving, can you at least teach me more miracles? Okay, thank you. Oh, it's 8,000.
Come again.
Do I have any soul items? Ah! Well, I'll go ahead and show off a few things down. Now, people with sharp eyes may have noticed there is a path down. I was trying to lead up to that until I saw it. And this leads to an area that's typically saved for the later game, like I'll be doing, because you can't actually finish it until much later in the game. Elevator. Now, because I have the master key, I can take a shortcut into an area that's completely optional, called the Valley of the Drakes. And as you can tell, there are some pseudo dragons there. They're just drakes, though.
Well, yes, Ken, that's what a drake is.
Well, what makes these particularly different from the dragons in the lore is dragons tend to be more intelligent, while drakes are more feral, bestial. You'll see what I mean later. This isn't the way to the Blighttown shortcut, but I just want to show off. This, you see that giant decaying wing over there? That's part of an optional boss called the Undead Dragon. You can get one of these items without aggroing him, but not all three, I think. Like a specific one. But I'm fairly certain that... Alright. Let me back off here, because he has poison breath. But if you back off, he can't hurt you.
Arrow time.
Do headshots deal more damage? Oh, they do. Slightly, but more. Something worth noting is that drakes are weak to electricity. So if you have a gold pine resin, you might want to use this if you're going to kill this guy. Well, actually, it's distance damage, so... Oh! That's actually better.
Ow, my hands. Stamp it.
Alright, I might be able to, like, run in, wait for that to wear off, get in a... Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. Okay. I want to stay close because I want to deal damage. Yeah, he has a lot of health, but... Again, his claw is closer, so I'll be dealing more damage with that. He doesn't have an excessive amount of health, it's just that I'm dealing really little damage here.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could potentially upgrade my bow, but considering I rarely use it for legitimate combat... he's around half health. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't... Yeah, he doesn't deal much direct damage. Whoa, did he one hit? How did he... Oh, the claw swipe. Of course! I forgot to rest at the Firelink Shrine, didn't I?
Run, Ken.
Ah!
Ken, just run.
Well, I need souls anyway, so I can get freaking homeward. Now, I suppose I should mention this. I mentioned that dragons are more the intelligent type as far as Dark Souls goes. You don't actually really get to see that in game, because Seath is... I'm going to spoil an area. Seath is basically in a giant library full of tomes that he's, I would assume, stolen. And so, you know, you'd think he's more the intelligent type, but the only times you see him, which are in the intro sequence and as a boss, he's kind of in more bestial mode, like swinging. He doesn't have any dialogue, which kind of surprises me. And sort of disappoints me, too. Like, I like in series when, like, the dragons are more intelligent, like Aragon.
Yeah. It's like, what's the point of having this big hulking creature if it's dumb as a sack of rocks?
Although I guess I do also like when dragons aren't all evil. Of course, talking about good and evil in Dark Souls, it's an iffy... Oh! Finally! Took you long enough?
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it.
Oh, it's a sunlight medal.
Not enough.
Sunlight medals you get from either doing co-op with a sunbro or being a sunbro and doing co-op. I'm not planning on showing how to get into the Sunlight Covenant because it involves getting past the Hellkite Wyvern, which I've only managed to do like 3 times. But if you get past him, there's a room, and then outside there's an altar, and if you pray at the altar, depending on your faith stat, which goes down based on how many co-op encounters you've had, you can join, and you offer up sunlight medals to get higher and get more powerful miracles, but they're actually offensive miracles, lightning based. I'm not a big fan of the multiplayer in general in this. Like, I'll use co-op because it makes things easier, and that's about it.
Right.
Jeez, it's almost like this is a completely solo LP.
Yeah, what the fuck do you mean?
Huh?
What the fuck do you mean?
I mean that I don't give you many opportunities to talk.
Yeah.
Considering that you played the game more than me, Tales of Symphonia is probably not going to be like that.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It will.
If only there was a way to do a multiplayer.
Oh, I can get the Soul of Proud Knight and get 1 hit.
Was it worth it, Ken? What was the last bonfire you slept at? Or
Slept
left
at. Firelink Shrine.
Oh, good.
Alright, I'm gonna actually do something. This is a completely optional ring, and it's kind of meh, but it's going to be really helpful in this situation. You see that item that's been taunting us? You can actually easily get that.
Why didn't we get it in the first place?
Because I didn't think it would be necessary.
What ring is it?
The Ring of Sacrifice. Essentially, you get 1 penalty-free death.
Wouldn't you want to use that on the Scaleless?
There are more Rings of Sacrifice in the game. It's just this is the only one I can get right now. Yeah, you have to jump to it, of course. And then, okay, I really need to make sure I don't die so that I don't lose my blood stain. I'm shocked that I made that. I'm not gonna mince words.
Ken, you're a parkour master.
I think the reason that you don't have much opportunity to talk, besides how many mechanics I want to explain, is because it's not as much of a dialogue-heavy game as, like, Tohomon, which I still need to do grinding for. Shh.
Ken, what the fuck?
I've been playing Blaze Black Volt White. I've been playing Blaze Black too.
Ken, just get some more grinding done.
It's kind of tedious when you get like 100 experience per knockout, and I would grind on the Alice battle, but then I'm afraid that I would.
Marissa.
Yeah, Marissa. But then I'm afraid that I'd mess up and forget to record winning the battle.
So I'm doing on the bonus episode. Like, if we don't get anything, if we don't get anything done, we can just keep it optional. But if we do get something done, we can just cut out like as long as it took.
All right, I'm going to replace the rusted iron ring with the ring of sacrifice because I pretty much only care about that bloodstain now. Because I know I could easily refarm those souls, but I don't want to. And maybe pick up another one of the items here. Alright. A store straight sword. Ah! Oh, I didn't die. So I can get both. And the Dragon Crest shield.
Run, Ken, run.
It doesn't matter. I have the Ring of Sacrifice. Ring Revival. That's a misleading message.
Revival ring.
And you have to deal with this Ring of Sacrifice shattered for like a minute.
Wow, Ken, 2 minutes go by faster.
It's shorter than I remember. Hey, they're gone.
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far. Look at you, gone. My lady. I think I saw...
This guy tried to murder her. So I'm gonna buy... Dude.
Oh, so...
Dude.
Homeward. And that's all I really want from you.
By the lords! You damn fool! Enough of you! Oh! This can't be. It can't end like this.
And he dropped some humanity. If you waited until the next event flagged, he would drop an ivory talisman. And the description for ivory talismans has that they were only given to females, to female clerics. No, crunch the soul. And if you killed her earlier on, then she would have dropped the ivory talisman. So put 2 and 2 together and you get 4.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
2 plus 2 equals 4?
I thought you were talking about him murdering her.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright, I'm as
2 plus 2 equals 4. I gotta write the papers. Oh my god.
Anyway, I'm as prepared as I'm gonna get for Blighttown. I'm gonna be honest and say I don't hate it as much as everyone else does, but it's certainly not my favorite area in the game. But using this shortcut through the Valley of the Drakes effectively allows you to skip half of the climb down to Blighttown, which is the really dangerous part. Also, I'm going to re-equip the Rusted Iron Ring. Anyway, going back to the Valley of the Drakes for the last time, for a while anyway, I might feel like grinding here, but the drakes only give 1,000 souls each, and they're kind of a pain to kill. But we went left every time, so let's go right.
Yeah.
What's this message say? Try ranged battle. This is good advice. Because there are some giant enemies over here. Not giant enemy crabs, mind you, but almost as dangerous. Where are they? Oh, there. And you only want to pull one. Also, my arrow is glowing. These guys pack a punch. So, you don't want to deal with two.
Yeah.
And they also hit you with poison, but poison isn't nearly as bad as toxic. Plus, I have pretty good poison resistance. That's not poise and resistance, people. And he drops Dung Pie, which is a throwable item that gives a bit of toxic.
You become a gorilla. So, in biology, we're watching a movie about pollution and all that. And
Yeah, pollution.
yeah, pollution.
It's on the planet. I don't know why I adopted a stereotypical southern accent.
And it was talking about a guy who lived down in Texas, and he did work on all that. And he said he worked on the trail that Davy Crockett went on. You know what the guy's name was? David Crockett.
Well, what do you know? No. Headshot. Yeah, you get a massive, it's sort of like getting a parry with the bow. Getting headshots. More dung pie, blah. Blah is just about how you can sum up finding dung pie. But yeah, like, kind of reminds me of a... I'm gonna refer to Northern Lion's Let's Play of this game a lot, because he did a Invasions series. And he streams Invasions pretty much every weekday. And one time, he was going around with an item called the Xanthus Crown, which we'll be getting later on. No body or leg armor, and throwing dung pies, because you can buy them later on.
Right.
So, he was a guy with a giant cloth on his head, throwing dung pies at people. Just imagine if an invader like that came into your world.
I want to do it.
He didn't do very well, mind you.
Still worth it.
Yeah.
Ken, I dare you to do a flip off that.
No. I've seen part of Seamus's playthrough.
I've seen it all. I'm so bored. Yeah, Ken, just give me to yeah. Just do it.
And this should put us very close to the bonfire. Normally, you would run really slowly in the swamp here. And there are a lot of treasures worth grabbing in the swamp. But first, level up! Oh, I also want to turn human here, because there's another invasion. Although, I will say that you're a terrible human being if you're a player who invades here.
So how about we get through that invasion, then we stop the episode?
You're no fun, Silver. Now, if we kind of just derp around out here for a bit.
Backstab. Wait, where is its back?
On top of it. Dark Spirit Maneater Mildred has invaded and... Oh, God! And... Now I need to archery her. This is actually a... This started as a joke from the developers because, while they were playtesting the game, if I can quickly switch to something else that's not broken. When they were playtesting the game, one of the developers was invading the other person with this build, which was the plank shield, the burlap sack, and the butcher's knife that the butchers can drop, or you find it somewhere, I don't remember which. Okay, seriously? These things have got to go. Ah! Seriously, you cannot be allowed to live, you stupid mosquitoes. But yeah, this whole invasion is an in-joke.
That you died at. Do you gotta beat it?
I need to, one, repair my Uchigatana so that I have an actual weapon. Well, I have an actual weapon, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Oh, I can actually do straight upgrades here. I forgot that I can do that. I have no souls.
When did you become ginger?
Oh, you are terrible. He said it, folks, not me.
My dad's a ginger, it's okay. It's like making black jokes and then saying, oh, don't worry, my best friend is black.
No, my best friend is Cuban. That's close enough. Oh, I forgot to turn human! Yes, I just made that reference, by the way.
Oh my god, Ken.
Alright, now that I have my I actually have a weapon that I'm used to the moveset of. Have you ever noticed that in Kirby games, Kirby would have done just as well just not doing anything in the first place?
How so?
Milky Way wishes. If he hadn't gone to all the planets and beaten up all the bosses, Marx wouldn't have had a chance to wouldn't have been able to steal the wish from Nova. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. He's helping the true final boss. Oh. And you get the butcher knife from her. Okay. But yeah, next time on Let's Play Dark Souls, we get to explore the... No, not... Vitality.
We get to listen to Ken making noises.
we get to explore Blighttown and take on the boss. And end up ringing the second bell of awakening. See you guys then.